All right, guys. Make sure my camera looks a little dirty here. All right, guys. On this 46 International here, I started taking some parts off of it here and getting ready. I did get the radiator cut out of it. Well, actually, I should say unbolted. I didn't cut it out. I got the radiator unbolted out of there. And once I got that there done, I got the cab mounts on both sides done. And I got the braces that go across the cab here to kind of hold that. I got those out as well. Did take the bolts out of the fenders down here. I got them done. And inside the floorboard here, like I said, we're not worried about the rust in this right here. This is all going to be mock-up because I'm going to use my other cab that I have. So I'm not worried about that stuff in there. For right now, I'm just trying to kind of see about what all I need to get done with it as far as how I'm going to get it setting up on the truck. These back here, I will cut them springs off of that. We'll get those out of the way. And here's the Dodge frame. A guy come today, and he wound up buying the he bought the whole cab. Bought the cab, the doghouse, and all that stuff there. So all that stuff there is gone. Guy actually gave me a good price on. I gave him a good price on there, and he wound up buying it. And like I said, his guy come down here from way up in Terre Haute, Indiana, and picked that up today. But the rest of the frame looks in really good shape. Besides, like I said, back here in the back, this I don't know for sure if I'm going to fix this here or fix this. But if not, I do got a lead on another frame. So. I might go look at that. This weekend. But this truck here has had an aftermarket transmission cooler. I don't think I'm going to put the automatic transmission back in it. I really don't know. I really like for my wife to be able to drive this truck. She can drive a manual, but she might not want to drive this old truck as a manual. So, with that being said, because I've already got all the drive shafts and everything already made for this truck to be an automatic, but the automatic transmission ain't no good, so I'd have to have that rebuilt before I did it. But I got a bunch of get reg 365 speeds for these first gens and 12-valve engines, so that's not gonna be no problem with that there. But as you can see here, how much longer this truck is and how long this is, it should fit on there perfect. I know I'm gonna have to do some modifications as far as where my brackets or stuff like that's going to be at, but this frame here, I'm going to send this truck to the scrapyard because it's not going to do me no good. I don't need it. There is some blacktop stuff on here and different things. Who knows? This could have been an old road department truck back in the day. It had a dump bed on it. They could have used it for something, but I hate to scrap this good old iron like this stuff here because I'm sure somebody might need a part or two off this old truck, but it ain't going to benefit me none. It'll just sit here and sit here and sit here, and then I'll get tired of it, and then I'll eventually just then I'll scrap it by then. But these pieces here, these were tack welded on there, and they either broke over time. I might try to sell that dump. I'm gonna put that on there. I'm on like the KB5 page on Facebook, and I might wind up putting the frame on there with the motor and stuff. Somebody might need some of that stuff. I'll probably wind up damn near giving the stuff away. So not too worried about that. As far as, like I said, the shifter and stuff, all that right there, when I pick this up, it'll come through. The shifter, I might just cut it off because I don't need that anyways. I might just cut that off, and then up there on the pedals where the floorboard is, when I go to pick this thing up, those are going to move, and I'll probably just wind up cutting those two pedals off as well because I know I'm not going to need those because with the Dodge, it'll be hydraulic clutch, and I'll have to wind up making brackets and stuff up underneath the cab anyways for that. And that's what I'm saying, guys. That's another thing, too, is I was thinking I might make it an automatic. I don't know, because with automatic, all I gotta do is just put the column in there, one brake pedal, and one gas pedal. But then again, with even though if I did put automatic, I can always just put the stuff, put all the stuff on the firewall that the Dodge stuff would have. And talking to some other guys, like I said, they had to move the firewall back 6 inches. So. Well, 8 inches, I believe. So we'll just have to play it by ear and see how things go. But yeah, I'm going to take and I'm going to go ahead and get. I think I just got to take one little linkage off in the back there for the gas pedal, and another linkage over there for the starter. I got to cut that, and then the steering column, I'm going to cut that as well, and get that out of the way. And then I got two bolts down here where the radiator goes, and I'm going to cut that. Go ahead and I'm going to cut them too. And just go ahead and get all that out of the way. But like I said, guys, I just want to get it picked up and off here, and I want to set the whole cab and doghouse down on there and kind of give a rough idea of about where I'm going to need my cab sitting at, because I'm not necessarily too worried about, I'm not too necessarily worried about the engine clearance from the front or the back. I'm more worried about the wheel wells. I want my wheels to be centered up, and I want them looking good. So with that being said, I'm going to get off here and quit yakking back and forth, and I'm going to go ahead and get the torch out and cut these couple bolts off. there, and now I got this frame sitting down here. Now we're going to kind of set it down on there. You can kind of really see now what I was talking about, these doors here. These doors they got a lot of rust in them, so I'm going to use my doors and not worried about that. And like my cab, this back here, it's just where it's kind of it pulled it apart. That can all be fixed, and a little bit of rust in there. Other than that, this cab is actually in really good shape, besides just beat up on the roof up there like the rest of them are. Let me get y'all set right up here, guys, and see if I can get this thing put it about where it maybe we're gonna have to go, and some of them have to go. Way back with it. Get back up here. This up this back here, and like I said, remember guys, this is all just test fit stuff, because I'm not even using this cab. I'm just trying to get this thing kind of honked up. sitting on there kind of decently. It's not exactly how we want it to go on there, but it's just kind of giving me fits tonight. I'm definitely gonna have to wind up doing something up inside here, this inner fender right here. What I might have to wind up doing is I might have to wind up taking the inner fenders out of it. That way I can actually get a whole lot more room in there to get it to where it kind of fits, because I don't want the frame sitting that high up. I want it to go down. I want it to be able to go down and around. So like I said, I might have to wind up taking the inner fender pieces out, and once I do that, I think it'll probably set on down in there, because you can see back here on the back, we have a lot of room, tons of room up underneath this cab, and I'm not going to do it like that. It'll look like shit. So I just wanted to kind of get a test fit of it tonight, and I just want to get it kind of setting down on there so I can kind of see exactly about what it's going to be like. And this grill here in the middle down here, there's something going on with the middle as far as the grill is down here. The frame width is not off by much, but like I said, it might need to go that way some, it might need to go this way some. I got to do a whole lot of measuring on it, but for tonight I just wanted to get it kind of sitting on here and kind of see what it's going to look like, and it needs to come back more. It's really not centered up how I want it, but it's like I said, as far as that there, it's going to be a cool ass build. I'm really going to be stoked about it. But as you can see here, how the tire's too far back that way. I need to get it moved on back, and that way it'll look 1,000 times better. So let me get the crane and everything all folded up, and then we'll talk more about it. Alrighty guys, I was going to just give y'all kind of an update on this here from the other day. I was making some videos on it, and I wanted to take and get I wanted to go ahead and get a couple more get y'all a couple more shots and stuff to show y'all exactly what I got going on here with this right here. Like I said, I got the cab sitting on there exactly where I want the cab to be sitting at. The only reason this fender, it's centered up in there, but just back here in the back, the fender's kind of hanging down here, and it needs to be picked up. It'll be picked up, and then once I fix that dent there in there, I did go ahead and I went ahead and I cut this cross member here on out, because I didn't want to cut my grill up. I was like, man, I love that grill, and I didn't want to cut it up. So what I wound up doing is I welded a steel bar across here to keep the frame from moving to where it won't go from side to side. What I'm going to wind up doing is how I got that bracket there in there, I'll make a whole new bracket to go down and around and then come back up and then go over. And then I went on ahead and I took and cut this here out with a saw. I know it doesn't look good right now and it looks like a hack job, but guys, that's all going to be fixed up, because like I said, this is all mock-up, every bit of this. I went ahead and I took the inner fenders out of it, and I got them, and I got the cab. You can see about where the cab is sitting at back there on the frame. I'm going to take the factory mounts that I've got, and I'll use them to sit there, but I'll put rubber bushings. I'm going to put rubber bushings in between the frame so it ain't riding all crazy. The factory Dodge cab mounts, I'm going to go ahead and I'll cut them off later on down the road. That's no big deal. I have decided, and I did some measurements on my other Dodge down there. From the center of that there, come up to here, comes to be about right at 18 inches to the front of the motor where the crank is, the harmonic balancer. So what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to move this motor mount, the motor cradle here. I'm going to move the motor cradle back as far back as I can to make it to where I can get my radiator in here and get an electric fan sitting in the front of this. I don't think I'm going to have enough room to make the to where I can run the factory Dodge fan. I think it's about 3 more inches is about what it is. But I'm just trying to get it to where I can get my radiator up here, because I don't want my radiator sitting back there in the bed. So with that being said, and then the bracket that goes across the front here, I'll make a bracket to where that front piece right there, that'll be bolted up. But then again, guys, like I was saying about as far as the front motor cradle, I'm not worried about moving it back and then it hitting the motor cradle. That's nothing I'm worried about, because what I'll probably eventually going to do is I'll get a new set of front springs for this, and that'll bring it up about 2 inches than what the old wore out front springs are. So the factory bracket right here, I'm going to take the 2-pot rivets out. What I'll wind up doing is I'll weld another bar from here over to here, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move to where that pot rivet there is in that hole. I'm gonna move that pot rivet hole over to that pot rivet hole, and that'll make it to where it'll be put right back in the factory hole, and then I'll drill me 4 new holes to go in there, and that'll give me about 6 inches to go back. And as far as the firewall, I'm not worried about the firewall. I'll custom make all that anyways. But like I was telling you guys, I want my front tires, and I want all that stuff there to be sitting exactly where it'll be centered up. And as you can see here on this one here, it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close as to far as sitting in there exactly where I want to. The way that the arch in the fender is anyways, you're never gonna, it's gonna look like it's farther back than really what it is because of the way that the fender is made. As far as that, like I said, this fender here is the same way. This has to come all the way up to about right up in here, even with that corner. And when you do that there, the fender is in there perfect. But as you can see here now, how I've got it just sitting right there, that's about where my cab mounts are going to sit at as far as where I want them to be at. The front up here, we're going to get all this right here where the steering box is. That'll all, that right there, I'll reshape and fix every bit of that, and it will not look like it does there. The steering shaft, I've been looking at how I'm going to have that made. That's going to be running right up through there just like that. And what I'll do is I'll get a new one of these that extend in and out. And I think I'm going to run the original Dodge steering wheel. Don't hold me to it yet, guys. I might buy some aftermarket one. I might have to buy some kind of aftermarket one, and I might have to wind up getting a longer steering shaft made. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. I know you can make them longer or shorter. The old steering wheel here, I'm going to take that out, and like I said, I'll fab the other stuff up. But you can see how much room that is in this cab, and if I have to do anything, the way that I had to take and maybe cut that right there and extend that out and make a bigger square on that, that's fine with me. As far as a heater core and stuff like that, I'm going to run vintage air in this as well. But as far as the back here goes, guys, it's still sitting on the frame here now. That'll be picked up at about, I think I'm going to have to pick this up around 3 inches in the back on the new brackets that I'm going to make. And when I do that, that'll pick up the fenders in the front, because right now it's kind of still sitting. And that's another reason, guys, why it looks like it's sitting closer to the back, is because I got to pick up the back just a little bit and pick up the middle just a little bit, and on these 2 cab mounts, and that'll get that even, looking exactly even where it needs to be at. And as far as how the nose cone is up here in the front, that factory Dodge bumper that I have, I'll take in goddamn chickmuck over trying to get in my garage. I'm going to have to kill that little thing. No, I wouldn't hurt a little chickmuck like that. I think they got him a nest. I think they got him a nest over my old barn over there, and might have to wind up having one of my buddies. He catches them things like with cages. If he does like some kind of wild management thing, and I'll have him come here and get them, and he'll take them and he'll take them somewhere else and let them, you know, live out a happy life. Get my damn hat back on here. Sorry about that, guys. A wasp was trying to get me. But anyways, I just want to kind of give you guys a rundown on the second part of the truck here, how I got everything lined up. I went ahead and did it, like I said, the other night. But yeah, it turned out pretty nice. It's going to be a nice build. As you can see, how I was telling you in the other video, it's not all way up in the air, and you can't see the frame, and that's what I was going for. I was going for where the cab's going to be sitting down. You're really not even going to see the frame that much. And as far as this is back here, I done pretty much got my measurements on how I'm going to do the bed, and I think it's going to work out good. I thought about taking a torch and cutting these out, but these things are in such really good shape, I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to make it to where I could save them, and if I need to put them back in there, I can cut them around through there and make them look really, really good. So with that being said, I just want, like I said, guys, just want to give y'all kind of an update on this truck here, what I did and stuff. I know I told you in my other video I didn't want to cut this, and I was going to cut the grill around like that, but I didn't want to do that. That's why I went ahead and I welded this bar in here just to keep the frame kind of straight, know where it's going to be at. And as far as the motor mounts here, how I'm going to do that there, I think that's going to be kind of my best bet. And that'll make it to where, like I said, I can get the I can get a radiator in here and at least electric fan. These old Cummins, I had one time, I didn't even have a fan on it, and it ran great. And even in the summertime, it never got hot, never, not 1 minute. It just ran so good. So I know if I put a little small radiator here with an electric fan on it, I know I'll be just fine. I'm not a real big fan on electric fans, so I want to make sure when I get one, I want to make sure I get a good one. I'm just always been just a straight mechanical kind of guy. It's always worked really great for me. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna end this video here on this. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I was doing and what I was gonna go on. The next video that I have, I'll probably be making the cab mounts for it and getting the cab where it needs to go, and getting the back cab mounts where it needs to go, and trying to figure something on the front, and probably get this cross member here cut out, and I might even go ahead and get the engine put in here as well. So that should be a, another good video that I'm going to have on it. Still haven't decided yet though, guys, if I'm going to do a manual or an automatic with this. I don't really know. So that being said, just keep watching my videos, guys, and you'll keep watching this thing here get built.